Hi there, and welcome to Finance Focus with Andrew, a platform where we engage in conversations that endeavor to enhance our financial literacy. And with me here on my board, I have the Treasury bills results that were announced on the 31st of July 2025. But before we get to check on the results, I have some people who have joined the channel of late when we were having a conversation about Treasury bonds. So I believe it's fair enough if I give a brief description of what Treasury bills are, so that when we are going to the discussion of the results, we will be on the same page. In case you came across my channel and you found me talking about Treasury bonds, and now I'm here talking about Treasury bills, let me update you on the difference between the two. Now, you see, you might find that in each family there are some people who are tall and others who are short. Now, it's the same when it comes to government securities. Treasury bonds are referred to as the long brothers in the family of government securities. Then we have other short ones that we call treasury bills. Now, there are people who are willing to lend to the government, or there are people who are willing to invest in government securities, but not for a longer term, but not for a long term. You see, treasury bonds are long term. We talk about 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. But there are people who are not willing to lend to the government for that long, for whatever reasons. Basically, for their own financial plans and their financial goals, they are not willing to lend to the government for a long term. So they have an option of what we call treasury bills. So treasury bills are there for simply loans advanced to the government by the members of the public, but for a short period of time. And definitely what the investors get in return is the same as in it is the same as in treasury bonds. That is interest. They get interest in return, but how interest is paid for the treasury bonds, we saw that it is paid twice in a year. It is quite different when it comes to treasury bills, because in treasury bills, they are discounted. The interest is paid in advance. So I just wanted to give that brief description, but I will pin the link to the video that I have described treasury bills fully on the comment of this video, so that you can be able to go and check and get to understand more about treasury bills that have been done. You can get to see how the market fared in the last 1 week, and treasury bills are floated on a weekly basis. You see, treasury bonds are usually floated nowadays once a month, but treasury bills are floated each and every other week. So each and every other week you have a chance to invest in treasury bills. Now, this is the results for the treasury bills. We have treasury bills with 3 different maturities. That is the 91 days, the 182 days, and the 364 days. Now, the amount that was on offer, or what government wanted to borrow for the 91 days was 4 billion, but Kenyans were willing to give 1.9 billion, quite another subscription. For the 182 days was 4 billion, but Kenyans were only willing, no, this should be 10, sorry for that. So 10 billion, but Kenyans were only willing to give 2.1, quite another subscription again. For the 364 days, government wanted to borrow 10B, but Kenyans were willing to offer 11.95B. Now, in terms of interest rate, we have been in a decreasing trajectory when it comes to interest rates. For the 91 days, the interest was at 8.1106, a very slight decrease. If you can see from last week, it was 8.1168, and it shifted to 8.1106. So the interest rates are still dropping, but with very, very small margins. You can see if we decide to have the 2-digit, it is still 8.11, 8.1168. Now, for the 182 days, it was at 8.4095, a slight drop again from last week, which was 8.4186%. And for the 364 days, it was at 9.7178, a slight decrease from 9.7195. So the interest rates for the treasury bills are still going down, but with very small margin, as you can see, very slight margin, but the interest rates are still going down. Then something that we can pick from the results, it's that investors were more attracted by the 364 days, maybe due to the interest rate that is still at 9.7178. Although all the three are already at a single digit, we have the 364 days quite higher. You can see the difference between the 91 days and the 364 days is about is it a 1.6%. So you can see we had an oversubscription on this end and quite at a subscription in the other two bonds, in the other two bills. So the investors are attracted by the not high but higher interest rate compared to the other papers. So that's why you can see an oversubscription on the 364 days paper. Then you can see we have an under subscription when it comes to the total amount. And one of the reasons I might think we are experiencing this, remember that we have two infrastructure bonds that are on offer for the month of August, meaning that they are currently floated and they are paying interest at a rate of 12.5% and 12.965%. So you see, this is 12.5 and 12.9, which are tax free, which are tax free. But here we have 8 and 9 that are taxable. So investors might be waiting or might be shifting the funds that they would have invested in treasury bills this week. They are shifting that to invest in the treasury bonds in the next right now it's about 2 weeks, in the next 2 weeks. So we might see a subscription even in the coming week because investors might have decided to shift their funds into the treasury bonds that are tax free and that are paying quite a higher interest rate. So that is it for the treasury bills. We for the treasury bills market this week. In case you have any questions regarding the treasury bills, the treasury bonds, drop it in the comment section and be sure that it will be addressed. Thank you.